All right, my name is Todd Scherner. I'm here with Alex Fagley, and today we're going to talk about App Ed Review. I'm a professor at Coastal Carolina, and Alex also is a member of Coastal Carolina's family. And so what I want to do is I want to talk about how we came to App Ed Review. I'm a professor of education, so I teach graduate level education courses. I teach teachers to teach. I teach pre-service teachers, and I teach in-service teachers. So I was teaching a graduate level literacy course full of elementary and middle school teachers from Horry County. And this was a couple years ago. And if you aren't familiar, every K through 8th grader in Horry County has an iPad that they get to use during the day. And so my students, who are K through 8 teachers, have iPads as well. And they come into my class as they just got them. They're very excited, and iPads are pretty cool, so I was excited for them. And they said, hey, how do we actually use these? Where do we actually go to find a good app? Because, you know, you go to the App Store. There's so many apps in the App Store. There's actually well over 100,000, 80,000 a couple years ago, but they get developed more and more frequently. And they say, where do we actually go? I go on the App Store, and there's just so many. And they said what they're doing is they're wasting their time. They can't find quality examples. They can't find quality resources. And they just said, and if you go into Google and you're like, best apps for 8th grade English or 3rd grade math, the resources that they get are everything from like a blogger's imagination of what a good app is to like these weird websites that are created by people who don't have credentials and a variety of other things. So I did a little research, as a good professor would, and I was like, yeah, you're definitely right. These don't exist. So I met with a colleague, and together we decided to try to solve this problem, and out of that we created App Ed Review. And so what App Ed Review is this is essentially what we do. So me and my colleagues, we are very well versed in best practices for teaching. How do you actually teach a concept? That's what we do for a living. So we do that, and so those are our best practices. And then you have all these apps on Google Play, on the App Store, various other places. So we take our information about best practices for teaching, and we look at the apps in the App Store, and we synthesize that information at App Ed Review. And so what we actually then offer then are teachers specific app reviews and app lessons that they can use during planning to create blended learning instruction for their students. And as you all know, and our first two presenters referenced, apps are a major part of our society, and they're going to be a major part of our society for the foreseeable future. So even though their products are a bit removed from what we're talking about, apps affect everyone. They are tools for teaching. They're not teachers. They are tools for teaching. And that's what we're trying to do, is really to harness teachers' imaginations about how they can actually use educational apps to develop students' literacy and math skills and social studies skills. So this is actually what we have done. We've created an app classification system. And Alex is going to talk a little bit more, but what the app classification system does is it allows teachers to find apps very easily, and we'll show you an example in a second. Next, we write app reviews. Right now we have over 750 app reviews on the App Store. And we'll show you an example, but as part of the app reviews, what we do is we don't just explain to teachers what an app is, but we actually offer them direct ideas how they can use it in their classroom. And that's what separates us from anyone else out there. We're able to use our credentials to go through and say, hey, this app's strengths and these app's weaknesses are this and that, but this is how you can actually use the app with your students. And that's what sets us apart. And that leads me to the third thing, our app lessons. Not only do we provide instructional ideas for how to use individual apps, but we show teachers how they can combine multiple apps together to create these app lessons, these blended learning opportunities for students. Furthermore, We're professors, we're researchers. So not only do we use educational research that exists, we actually publish educational research about how to actually teach with apps, how to evaluate apps, what type of apps there are. So we've been published in very reputable journals internationally that explain what we do. We also offer professional development, and we consult with app developers. They've contacted us frequently. Hey, how can I improve this? How can I not improve? Who says, how can I not improve this? That's ridiculous. All right, but they're like, how can I improve this? What's the marketplace for this? And so those are kind of some of the services. Alex is going to talk a bit more now about each one of those different ideas.
All right. Hi, I'm Alex Fegley. I'm a lecturer at Coastal Carolina University. I'm going to take you through some of the things that Todd was telling you about. So, right here behind me, this is our tool for searching our index journal of educational apps. So as you can see, it's really intuitive. You can search by subject, grade level, price. But what we found through our research is that teachers really want to search for apps by their function. So we have content-based, skill-based, over here creation-based, and we have teacher resource apps. So you can click any number of these buttons here and it'll cross-reference and give you a list of all the apps that you're looking for. So this is an example of one of our app reviews. As you can see, in this app lesson, it utilizes a content-based app. So with this star chart, you can put it up to the night sky, or if you're inside in a classroom, it uses the GPS in your tablet, and you can see all the different constellations and planets that are up there in the sky. Teachers can instruct students to pick one of those celestial bodies. Then they can use another content-based app. Right here we have an app review. We have an app, the NASA app, and they can use that to research different articles and more information on that celestial body that they picked. And then finally, they can use another app that we have in our database, Adobe Voice, to create a presentation from the viewpoint of an astronaut that is going out and discovering new things about that celestial body. So we're combining all these different apps together.
So this is where we are with our product. Right now, there's major investments going on in schools. The instructional technology market right now is over $37 billion, and schools have to provide professional development for their teachers. All right, they have to spend this money. It's part of their responsibility. Additionally, we have the homeschool market. So the way that we position App Ed Review is we don't really want to sell directly to the classroom teachers. We want to sell to schools and school districts who have this money reserved for products like ours to support their teachers and to support learning. Additionally, we have the homeschool market that's a very, very fertile ground. These are people who are in their homes and they're educating their own students. They may or may not have educational certifications, so our idea is actually support them as they go through it. And so where we are right now is we're currently in a couple school districts in North Carolina. We're partnering with an Horry County school as well, and we're getting more and more users pretty much weekly, and we're starting to build and build. And right now we're at a point to where we have a very good prototype in place, and that prototype's becoming more popular on the internet. We're seeing our analytics on the website go up. Teachers are using our tool, and it's not just limited to the United States. We're very popular in Australia and South Africa, and also in England. So we're actually getting quite a bit of a following, and I think a lot of that has to do with the research that we're publishing, because that vets us as being a credible, reliable source. As the future, like I said, we're going to continue publishing research about this, and we're going to continue developing the website. One of the things that we've been working on is we've realized, because there's so much misinformation about how to use apps, one of the best things you can do is actually provide teachers with a curated list of articles and videos that are high quality that they can actually use as part of their instruction. Next, we have the App Teacher Journal, which is a professional journal where teachers can share their experiences using apps and using these different tablet devices in their classroom. We're developing our own app, and as I said before, we offer professional development and app consultation services. So right now, where we are kind of as a whole with App Ed Review is we're at a point to where we've gone through our development stage and we're going to market. And this is a very exciting time for us because we've taken on a sales person who's actually reaching out to our school districts. We're partnering with bigger companies to help you buy a product with them, and then you get a subscription, and from there it's going to launch into something larger that we're going to be able to profit from and make revenue. So have a beer with us at Tupelo Honey and we can talk about it more. Cheers.